Hello, Mr. Blake. For another video today, I'll be talking about the Pokemon TCG and discussing why I believe these decks are overrated. And there's one deck, four decks that are overrated, and one that's I believe could win the whole tournament. I think all of these could win the tournament, but I would not be surprised if they don't. And also, the main thing is, I think a lot of people these decks do have great results, but I think people are kind of overhyping them. We don't know how they're going to perform. They've been performing online. Online and in person are two totally different things. Well, we're definitely going to check this out. If you're new here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get right into this video. We got Raging Bolt Ogerpon right here. It's win percentage, and the reason why I want to break down the win percentage online. This is only on online. The matchups right here. Let's get that. It's of course, it got some win percentages, but let's just look at overall. Like, I'm gonna refresh real quick. Raging Ball Ogerpon mirror match, 48%. That's man who it's pretty much whoever gets the first knockout wins in that sense. Because the way Raging Ball Ogerpon plays is you get Raging Ball in your active mainly. You're using the Tail Math Ogerpon. Grass Energy, attach, draw a card. Get another grass, attach, draw a card. You want to get at least 3 down in a game. Two Raging Bolt, and either a Sandy Shock or a Raging Greninja, depending on if you need draw. Your main draw sport is going to be the Professor Size Vitality to, put 2 energy to discard. You attach 1 to each ancient Pokemon, draw 3 cards. And then all you need one other energy, whatever's the opposite of what you need on the Raging Ball and the active is what you're going to attack with. In the mirror match, it's literally whoever gets the first knockout, aka continually get a knockout wins. Lugia is tough because they can hit you with one prize Pokemon and they can skew how you win. Gardevoir, same thing. It's very tough. It's winnable, but very tough. Because they can hit you for, damage while you can't... you can knock out all their Pokemon, but you have to take 2 prizes per turn, and you need 2 Lost Vacuum. You have to play 2 Lost Vacuums in Raging Ball in order to beat Gardevoir, in my opinion. If you only play 1, you have to time it. You have to knock out the first Gardevoir, hope you put the second one down, have Pokemon catcher, not boss, because you kind of want Professor Silas to get the energy, Pokemon catcher and or prime catcher, what is the Gardevoir up, knock that out. In your last 2, if you put a 1 prizer, you Lost Vacuum that out, knock that out, and then whatever you put it in active, all you need is 2 energy, more or less you're good, in a sense. Now, the Dragapult matchup, very winnable. Because they can never knock you out with 1 shot. Unless they have even with a Max Belt and Kieran, because Max Belt gives you 50 HP towards active EX Pokemon. And Kieran gives you 30 towards max to EX and Vs. Dragapult can only hit 280. If you have a Bravery Charm, you're at most they can do is 280, and Bravery Charm will leave you with 10 HP. They can probably move that around next turn, but if you knock him out, you're ahead 2 prizes. Lost Box, they can throw 1 prize, then get donk you, and then take prizes towards the end. Dragapult Lost Box is a lot tougher because they have the 1 prizes of Sableye and Cramorant to put damage to early game. Other is just a bunch of other stuff. More likely they win that. Charizard, Pidgeot. A lot of times that's easy for you to win. Because Charizard, even though Charizard you could beat, the tricky thing is this. Toward the end of the game, you have to rely on Radiant Charizard. You have to go back-to-back turns. 250. Hope they don't have a Brave Charm. You can lost vacuum, knock it out, and then they put up another one, and then or you can boss up a Ogerpon, knock that out because it's weak to fire. They can also just go that with a Max Belt, knock out your Um, no, not knock out Pidgeot, but if you're Raging Bolt, you could just knock out the Pidgeot for energy. Charizard 5. Charizard can knock you back. That's mean you got either one. Snorlax Stall is you can win, but it's more likely on how the Snorlax Stall player does. If you have Sandy Shocks, that's a good win con because they can knock out your Snorlax. They can't one shot it, but they can knock them out. Your Mimikyu, your Sandy Shocks are good for that. Just don't in that game. You cannot bench the way you want to bench against Snorlax Stall is 2 Raging Bolts, 2 Ogerpons, a Sandy Shot, maybe 3 Raging Bolt. You get energy, and then you start taking energy off the Ogerpons, get the Ogerpons, and just go back and forth. Because you want to kind of, because it's going to take you 3 energy to knock out Snorlax's Brave Charm, 4 with Rotom. If they have a Hero's Cape, lost vacuum that immediately. Just lost vacuum, just get it out of here. And I'm talking about a few more matchups. Greninja, easy. They can never damage you enough, in a sense. Giratina Lost Box, you're favored to that because Giratina, it takes a while to set up. It's going to be 4 energy regardless to knock out Giratina. Miraidon is easy because it's still 4 energy, but they can never one shot you no matter what. Maybe Raichu, but you can get to Raichu. Raichu's only 3 energy for a knockout, as well as Raikou. That's mean you have that. Pidgeot control. It's tough. It's not unwinnable. Chimpow's easy. Dialga is easy because you could. It takes 4 energy. Most of the time, it's gonna take you 4 energy to knock out most of these Pokemon. These stage 1 Pokemon. Iron Sword doesn't do anything. The only thing about Iron Sword, it shuts off. It shuts off Tailmass Ogerpon, but if you get 3 energy, a lot of times they're going to attach 1 energy at a time. You're going to be able to boss around and knock it out and play in a sense. But overall, I feel like this deck, it's hyped well. People are slightly, I think they're overrating it a little bit. I don't think it's as good as people say it is, but it's nowhere near bad. I feel like this deck, it's another one that takes you need to know how to sequence well. And honestly, that's the real key with this one. There's times where you might want to attach right energy, discard this energy off, keep this energy on, but other than that, not a too hard deck to go and learn. Next deck I want to talk about that comes up, Lugia Archeops. Of course, the main match is always going to be 50-50. Raging Bolt, 51%. The main thing about Lugia, and the same thing I didn't talk about Raging Bolt, I'll talk about it real quick. Lugia, they can hit you with the Chichinos, and Lugia 220. Lugia's not going to be able to knock out your Raging Bolt, but you can boss up, knock out your Ogerpons. Your 210. And 260 was a Brave Charm, and Chichinos is going to be able to knock him out no matter what. The main key with this is if they wall you with because if they have the Sandy Shocks, they can knock you out. Knock out the Chichinos one shot. I'd be careful about that. Lugia Archeops, and the matchup is mainly even, but you could win the prize race if you put Raging Bolt on an odd prize where if they take out. They're going to take out 2 by knocking out Lugia V-Star or Lugia in the early, or take out whatever 2 prizer. And then you got to put up the Machinos just to set up. If you already have Archeops, they're more only going to boss up the Archeops. You need to get as many energy out of your deck and put them on Pokemon and set up. You need to set up immediately. Because they're going to target out your Archeops. That's the one thing about Lugia. Archeops gets targeted out easy, but not to our matchup. Lugia is tough. The Lugia matchup to Gardevoir is tough. A lot of one prize Pokemon that can snipe, that can just knock you out with ease. You got if you're able to, if you play the Wells Wellspring Ogerpon, you have a chance. The reason why I say you have a chance because then that Wellspring Ogerpon can take out two. It's a 2-for-1. You can take out two prizes. You do have Iron Hands, and Iron Hands will be able to get you two prizes. As long as you have those two set up, you're good. Your Dragon Ball matchup's easy. They can never knock you out, but they could set up multiple knockouts over turn with the Dragon Ball, 6 damage counters. Just be careful about that. Lost Box, they could tech around Lugia and beat it. It's not unbeatable. You just gotta know what Pokemon to put down. A lot of times, Ogerpon and Iron Hands could be good ways to play into Lost Box because they got a lot of Pokemon that could get knocked out by Ogerpon or Iron Hands, but it's not a hard matchup. Snorlax all easy. The main thing is don't spread your energy too thin. Don't in this case. I wouldn't put Iron Hands down. I wouldn't put Ogerpon. I wouldn't Iron Hand maybe, but I would put Chichinos. Set that up. Turn 2, have both Chichinos set up and do not take a knockout until you absolutely need to. Whatever Pokemon in the active is going to be attacking for a while until they realize, okay, put 4. I will put 4 energies each on Chichino and Arceus. Set that up and then go with it. Go with it. But be careful. Giacomo's in this format. And the same thing I want to say is about Pidgeot Control. But Pidgeot Control plays Bouffalant from Lost Origin. That when it attacks, it can lost on energy. You gotta be careful about that. Be careful with your legacy energy. Only use legacy energy if you know you're about to win. Because legacy energy could get enhanced hammers or Giacomo or Bouffalant where it lost something. You gotta be careful with that. But Rhydons, that's almost an auto loss. It's winnable, but you have to be real careful on how you set up your board. Charizard, Pidgeot, winnable. Don't set up a lot of Chichinos that Charizard is playing into a 1 prize board and not a 2 prize board, because then the minute you get 2 knockouts, they can just knock out everything. And they're going to make it that you have to put 5 energies on each, and then that gets knocked out. And as long as there are 2 prizes and you only have 1 Chichino left, everything on the board is getting knocked out. They're going to tear up Pidgeot, just keep Charizard, have what they need, knock out your Lugia, knock out everything. That's me. You have to be careful of that. Guaranteed Lost Box 50-50 it comes down to who sets up first. Can Guaranteed get to 7 on Lost Zone? Turn 2, can Lugia get the Arceus on the bench? Turn 2, Chien-Pao, winnable, but they're going to try to knock out your Arceus. And they could with Raining Greninja. Dialga, winnable, definitely winnable. But Dialga is one of those where if it sequence well, they can win. If not, they're going to lose. Future Hands, there's not going to be a lot of Future Hands, but Future Hands, they run you over no matter what. That's not an all loss, but just know you run into Future Hands, you gotta have a long day. Down to the next deck, and I do think Lugia has a chance to win. I don't think it's going to win. It's a pile. It's a 60 card pile. It's just a 60 card pile. I don't think it's going to win, my opinion. Dragon Ball Lost Box, Raging Bolt matchup, 50-50 is closer to 50-50. Raging Bolt has it because they can just knock you out before you set your setup. Gardevoir can hit you with 2 prizes. You can set up a lot of damage, but you're also kind of helping them because they only need less energy. But it says 40%. It's more 50-50 in my book. Lugia is 50-50. I think Lugia takes it. Dragapult Pure, Dragapult with Xatu. Now Lost Box is just a little faster. Plus, Doctor can get picked off easily. Dragon Ball Lost Box 50-50. Lost Box is faster because it's not a stage 2. You have Crams, you have Stabilize, you have other 2 prize attackers. Marino's gonna eat you for lunch. Snorlax Stall, you have one. I'm there right now. One misplay and you lose. Just like if you bench the wrong Pokemon, or if your active Pokemon, the Pokemon you do not want to put down in this matchup, you just auto lose. Same thing with Pidgeot Control. Like, you can be Pidgeot Control, you can be Snorlax Stall, but one wrong move, you're done. This is Dragon Ball Lost Box. One wrong move and you're done. Guaranteed Lost Box, yeah, they can beat you a lot faster. Because they're only on one stage deck, and they'll beat you a lot faster. What else? Nothing too else. Agent Box, Future Hands. You can beat them because you're doing 200 and you're moving pieces around. You can take, if you boss, you can take 4 prizes in one turn if you pick off right pieces. If you do it carefully, you actually take 6 prizes in one turn. If you put 200 to 200, you already have damage. You're definitely gonna take all 4 prizes in one turn. But you're playing Charizard. I like playing Alakazam just to move damage around, but that's just me. Other than that, this deck's not bad. It's honestly Dragon Ball. This deck is overhyped. I'll be surprised if this deck wins. I'll be surprised if this deck even makes top 8. I don't think there's gonna be a Dragon Ball at top 8. I think there's going to be Lugia, I think Raging Bull, and I think there's going to be the next 2 decks I'm going to talk about. Dragon Ball, I would be surprised if Dragon Ball Lost Box makes top 8, in my opinion. Next deck I want to talk about, it was BDIF at one point, but no longer because it fell, but it's on the way back. God of War had a lot of good matchups. Raging Bull over Pond. You got 1 prize that hit into 2 prizes for the same amount of damage. You're always going to win that. Now you got Monkey Door that makes it that your Drifloon hits 330 on a dot. That's mean you just add more psychic energy, boom, and now you got the damage. Your Scream Tail, you can now hit, I think, because you'll do 260, but if you move damage, if you move 20 damage off of another Pokemon, or off Scream Tail, and put the damage back on with new Psychic Energy, you can do 280. That's mean you have that. That's good. 280, even 310 in the mirror. 280. It'll be like 10, depending on how much the Gardevoir take damage. You can actually knock out the Gardevoir. And nice. Lugia, 50-50. I feel like Gardevoir had this, but because Lugia's not going to play Lost Vacuum. But Archeops are very dangerous, in my opinion. Gardevoir Mirror is literally who just sets up faster. Dragon Ball, just pure Dragon Ball, Gardevoir. This is a tough matchup. It's a tough matchup because Dragon Ball can just ping damage. Now you can't accelerate energy. But if they ping enough, it just shuts down your whole board. Plus, they can just spread enough damage over time where Monkey Door is not going to be able to help you in a sense. Lost Box. I do believe Dragon Ball. I do believe it can be Dragon Ball, but it's tough. Lost Box is also tough. It's also Dragon Ball Lost Box. It's weird. You see Dragon Ball at 41%. You see Lost Box at 45%, but then you see Dragon Ball Lost Box at 55%. It's not a combination of these two. Dragon Ball Lost Box is more of a combination of Dragon Ball and Lost Box Zard with Radiant Charizard. The main way you want to look at this is that Dragon Ball Lost Box is decent. It has a lot of great plays, but Gardevoir is just slightly faster. But Dragon Ball Lost Box, once it's sets up because you have Sableye, you have Cram, you have Radiant Charizard for the late game damage. You just spread damage and then Sableye just clean up, and that's the disgusting part. Gardevoir to Charizard Pidgeot is crazy. The crazy part about it, the matchup slightly got worse. Because if Charizard, Pidgeot, and these are all online results, that's mean you go to local to beat your Charizard player if he bets his one on Lost Vacuum. Charizard, if Charizard catches your guard, if Charizard and Pidgeot are both on the active, no, not active part, both on, one in the active, one in the bench, if Pidgeot gets his, what's the Pokemon? No, the two Lost Vacuum. If it's Lost Vacuum, Pidgeot, you take out one Pokemon, that knocks out, and then they got to put up another one. Charizard could knock out right for that. And if Pidgeot is able to get bossed over, you got Gardevoir, you're done. Stall for Gardevoir. They can get around it. It's tough though. Like, if you start Greninja, just scoop it up. Just go to game 2. Like, just go to game 2 because you're never getting it out of active. Definitely Snorlax is the Pokemon in the active. Like, you would need Turo, and I'm telling you this. Gardevoir to Pidgeot control, like, people say Stall is tougher. I think it's Pidgeot control. I think Pidgeot has more tools, but it does have more liabilities that makes Gardevoir a better matchup. Giratina, because Giratina is slightly falling off. Mirana 50-50. But I want to go back to Snorlax Stall real quick. Snorlax is a tough matchup. You can win against Snorlax, but it's got to be all psychic Pokemon, not even Monkey. Actually, you can't have Monkey Door because he can attack. Main thing I want to say is use your resources wisely, like your Ionos. Make sure those are being used at the right time. Don't ever shotgun it too early. But Dialga, that's not unwinnable, but they could take 2 prizes on you, or even 3. Chien-Pao is falling off, but you because the thing about your Scream Tail doesn't need any modifier to knock out Excalibur because it does 160 at max. That means you're always going to have that. And most Excalibur not playing Manaphy, I think that's stupid. I would truly believe you should be playing Manaphy and or Iron Bundle and Manaphy, but that's just me. Yeah, because if you see a Chien-Pao player not playing Manaphy, just snipe the Excalibur. Don't even bring him up to snipe him right on the bench. Like, just snipe him, and this is what you do. You set up Scream Tail, knock it, and they're gonna have to prime catch up your Gardevoir, but if they do that, and then they set up another Scream Tail. They have to at that point go Greninja to get that prize card off, but then I could just boss up, knock out your Greninja, or boss up your Excalibur, knock that out now, or I could put if I have Monkey Dory, I could put Monkey Dory damage. I could put Gardevoir, I could put damage on Gardevoir, take it off, put it on Chien-Pao, and then knock it out. That's me. I'm just gonna give that heads up. Feature Hands, it actually has a good favorable matchup to Feature Hands now. It's crazy. Feature Hands used to lose to, but now it beats it. It's all about trapping. The minute they get the first prize cards, you trap out whatever you need, and you knock Iron Hands on the bench. Feature Swords, though, with the quad Swords, it's tough because you relatively can't play because you have to get that active, and you really would have to attach pass Monkey Dory and then knock it out eventually. It's like, and you're never gonna be able to play with Feature Swords. Just that heads up. But last but not least, Lost Box. I already talked about the other matchup. Lost Box, winnable to Lugia, winnable to Guardy, winnable to Raging Bolt, Dragapult. Like, the reason because the way you set up, if you're playing Raikou or Iron Hand, you're taking a 2 to 3 prize knockout on Lugia before if you're turbo enough to get to 7. Gardevoir, you play Greninja, you might play the Water Over Pond, if you want to go in that direction. You play a lot of cards where Gardevoir sets up while Lost Box can just get to 7 turn 2 and wreak havoc. Raging Bar Ogerpon, you play a lot of one prizers that can put damage everywhere and then take knockouts later. Dragapult, Dragapult does the same thing you do, but Dragapult puts big damage and then spreads small damage. All you gotta do is put your 2 prize inactive, hit into that, spread damage, and then boom, next turn. Now you have your Lost Box Mirror is just whoever gets to 7 and 10 first. Charizard Pidgeot is winnable. You get Devo plays. Charizard can just knock out everything. But if you're setting up and they don't see it, you can win. Dragon Ball Lost Box is favored, but barely, in my opinion. Dragon Ball Lost Box. I feel like you're more favored to Lost Box because they take longer to set up because they have to get the rate. They have to get either Dracloak, or they have to get the lowest. The rare candies. Plus, also they have to get to 7 to get the accelerate the energy. Dialga, Metang, easy. You can play around it. You can beat it because even if you put up 2 conferences, it only takes 2 prizes, and you can never fall behind. Snorlax Stall. If they hit your switch cards to your switches, you just auto lose. Miraidon's not a tough matchup. Iron Hands is what's going to destroy you. Chien-Pao is winnable now, but Chien-Pao, in my opinion, still has a favorable matchup. As well as Goldango's the same thing, and almost the same thing. Future Hands shouldn't, Future Hands, there's Iron Swords and the Future Swords. Iron Swords just, it makes it that if you're playing, any Pokemon, any Roblox Pokemon, you just don't win. Future Hands is tough into this matchup. But you can beat Future Hands. The deck I think is going to win is Lost Box. I kind of hope Gardevoir wins. I'm a Charizard player. That's me. I want to say Charizard's going to win, but I don't think it will. But I wouldn't be surprised if Charizard wins. I honestly would not be surprised. I want good matches. I want because I know I'm at the time I'm recording this right before NAIC starts. I'm gonna have it up right before NAIC. I just want to see good matches. But overall, let me know who you think is going to win a North American International Championship for people who are new to Pokemon. That's NAIC. They have it in New Orleans this year. The stream will start at 9 a.m. EST, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, and 6 a.m. Eastern Pacific Standard Time. That's me. If I'll be watching it. I won't be streaming, but I'll definitely be watching. I'll be in the Twitch stream, Twitch chat. If you see my name, Chef Blink 187, that's me. Say what's up. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share with a friend. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have a good night. Peace.